This wasn't a rant. It wasn't a meltdown. And it definitely wasn't gossip. When Jaguar Wright said, "I tried to warn them," her voice didn't shake. It slowed down, like someone revisiting a moment they already knew would be ignored. Because warnings don't fail loudly in this industry. They fail quietly, behind smiles, meetings, and carefully worded silence. For weeks, something felt off. Familiar faces are suddenly distant. Collaborations that never happened. Energy that shifted without explanation. Fans felt it before they could name it. Insiders noticed it before they were told not to talk about it. Jaguar didn't rush to explain. She let the pauses breathe. She let the implications settle. She spoke about patterns, not people. About protection, not popularity. About how certain friendships don't appear by accident, and how new circles often form when pressure starts building behind the scenes. And then she said it plainly. The warning wasn't about the public. It wasn't even about drama. It was about Teyana Taylor, and the people who suddenly surrounded her when questions started forming instead of answers. And once that name entered the conversation, the silence stopped feeling accidental. Hollywood loves its secrets. The glittering red carpets. The flawless smiles. The perfectly timed Instagram posts. But behind the camera, away from the flashes, there's a network of whispered warnings, strategic silences, and friendships that aren't what they seem. And Jaguar Wright? She's been there long enough to see it all. Jaguar isn't just a voice. She's the alarm that nobody wanted to hear. And now, she claims the warning she issued months ago, the one nobody took seriously, is finally cracking open a world most people thought was untouchable. At the center of this, she says, is Teyana Taylor. Rising star, performer, influencer, beloved by fans and admired by peers. But Jaguar paints a very different picture behind the glamour. According to her, Teyana's newest circle of friends is not just casual, it's calculated. People who move silently, protect certain truths, and ensure that inconvenient realities never see daylight. For years, Jaguar explains, the industry has been quietly monitoring patterns. Who talks? Who disappears? Who suddenly withdraws from projects for personal reasons? The kind of subtle shifts fans barely notice, but insiders recognize instantly. And Teyana? She stepped into this web without realizing the stakes. Friends she thought were allies, mentors she trusted, doors that seemed open. All part of a machine designed to maintain control while chaos unfolded quietly around her. Jaguar goes further. She says this isn't about romance. It's about strategy, protection, and risk. Every decision, every handshake, every casual introduction carries weight. And when someone steps into that world unprepared, it isn't long before they feel the pressure. Suddenly, collaborations stall. Invitations disappear. Conversations shift. And the people who warned them, yes, like Jaguar, are brushed aside, dismissed as paranoid or dramatic. It's not just Teyana's story. Jaguar links this moment to a broader pattern she's been tracking for years. The same kind of controlled silence that shaped careers, friendships, and public images in ways fans could never see. The kind of silence that protects some while quietly dismantling others. According to her, it's subtle, calculated, and devastating. And then there are the names that swirl around this narrative. Influencers, performers, and insiders, not mentioned in headlines, but integral to the unseen web. Names Jaguar hinted at in her previous warnings. Some of these figures are new, some long established. But the thread connecting them? Power, discretion, and the unspoken understanding that certain truths must never escape the inner circle. Fans may have noticed the signs, sudden breaks from social media, unexplained pauses in projects, or cryptic statements that didn't add up. Insiders knew more. They saw the subtle handshakes, the quiet meetings, the messages that disappeared after being read. Jaguar says she was trying to alert everyone before the damage reached Teyana, before her world became a chessboard where she didn't know all the rules. And now, the story isn't unfolding quietly anymore. The cracks Jaguar warned about are visible. The patterns are emerging. And those who were once untouchable are being questioned, not publicly, but in ways that matter just as much. Every shift, Every glance, every word carefully measured. That's the environment Teyana Taylor entered. That's the world Jaguar Wright tried to warn her about. The question now isn't whether the audience will hear about it, it's whether the industry can contain it at all. Because once silence breaks, everything that was hidden begins to surface. And Jaguar says, what's coming next is far bigger than anyone realizes. It all started with a text. A message sent in confidence, the kind that should never have existed outside a private chat. According to Jaguar Wright, Teyana Taylor received a note from someone in her inner circle, a message that seemed innocent at first, but carried a warning she couldn't ignore. They're not who you think, it read. Everything you're seeing is a performance, a setup. Watch who smiles the widest. That was the spark. The beginning of a fire that would consume trust, friendships, and carefully curated public images. Jaguar claims that the circle Teyana trusted, her new friends, her advisors, even some industry insiders, were hiding more than advice. They were hiding agendas, hidden alliances, connections that stretched across Hollywood, from boardrooms to after-parties, all designed to protect certain people and control the narrative at all costs. And then it hit. An event that nobody expected. A leaked accidental video surfaced online. It showed Teyana in a private setting, laughing with people who seemed friendly, but Jaguar warns us. That laughter was rehearsed. The camera may have caught her smiling, but behind the smile was tension, confusion, and an unspoken awareness that she was being watched. The video ignited speculation. Fans immediately questioned the authenticity of her new circle. But according to Jaguar, what the public saw was only the tip of the iceberg. Jaguar revealed in shocking detail that messages had been deleted, social media posts quietly edited, and certain accounts purged of evidence. They wanted to make sure the story didn't leak, she said. Control isn't just about protecting someone. It's about erasing the truth before it even reaches your eyes. Then came the betrayal that changed everything. One of Teyana's so-called closest friends, someone she confided in repeatedly, allegedly leaked confidential information to a rival circle. Jaguar describes the fallout as immediate and merciless. Meetings that once felt casual turned into interrogations. Group chats went silent. Invitations disappeared. And suddenly, Teyana found herself isolated, unsure of who was real, who was pretending, and who was playing a dangerous game. But the real twist? Jaguar claims that this betrayal wasn't random. It was planned. This isn't high school gossip, she said. This is strategy. This is Hollywood at its most ruthless. And Teyana was walking straight into it. Leaked messages allegedly show her friend admitting to observing Teyana's every move, reporting back to unnamed industry players who had been quietly orchestrating the narrative all along. The betrayal cut deeper because it was invisible to the public, the type of sabotage no headline could capture. Then came the confrontation. Not on social media, not in tabloids, but in a hotel suite where Teyana confronted her inner circle, demanding answers. Jaguar says the tension in that room was palpable, a mixture of panic, shame, and cold calculation. Allegedly, voices were raised. Accusations flew. And while fans were distracted by a supposed night out posted later online, the real story was happening in private, away from cameras, where reputations were being dismantled quietly. And just when it seemed Teyana might regain some control, another layer emerged. Insider leaks, texts and emails Jaguar says she has access to, suggested that this was bigger than a single betrayal. It was a system, a network of influence. The friends Teyana had trusted were not acting alone. They were part of a structure designed to manipulate, isolate, and test loyalty, all while protecting certain hidden agendas. Every friendship, every smile, every gesture was measured against a rule nobody could see. By the end of this first conflict, according to Jaguar, Teyana was left with more questions than answers. Who could she trust? Who had orchestrated the leaks? And why was Hollywood silently watching, allowing the fallout to play out without interference? The first twist had revealed a truth more shocking than any tabloid could print. Sometimes the people closest to you are the ones pulling the strings, and the public sees nothing but a polished performance. And just when the audience thinks they understand the betrayal, Jaguar drops the bombshell. This was only the beginning. She hints at even darker manipulations involving contracts, undisclosed meetings, and social media accounts that vanish in seconds, evidence that the drama surrounding Teyana Taylor's circle is far from over. The stage is set for a showdown that could expose Hollywood in ways no one expected. The first twist ends not with resolution, but with a chilling question. How deep does this rabbit hole go? And according to Jaguar Wright, the answer will shock even the most loyal fans. Just when it seemed the dust had settled, the drama escalated to a level nobody saw coming. Jaguar Wright claims that shortly after the confrontation, screenshots began surfacing online, allegedly from Teyana Taylor's private chats, showing conversations that were never meant to leak. Messages hinted at secret meetings, whispered alliances, and promises made in hushed tones that now carried massive consequences. Fans were left stunned. Social media exploded with speculation, but according to Jaguar, what the public saw was only a fraction of the truth. Inside Hollywood, the atmosphere was tense. Industry insiders allegedly told Jaguar that top executives were quietly reviewing contracts and schedules, assessing which associates could be removed without raising suspicion. The leaked chats implied that Teyana's new friends were part of a hidden network operating behind the scenes, controlling appearances, narratives, and even the timing of announcements. Every interaction she had, every public smile, was carefully monitored. According to Jaguar, it wasn't paranoia. It was reality. Then came the revelation that shocked even Jaguar herself. A video clip, never meant for public eyes, surfaced. It allegedly showed Teyana attending a private dinner with her new circle, discussing deals, favors, and alliances that tied back to individuals Jaguar previously warned about. The energy in the room, Jaguar claimed, was tense, almost predatory. Everyone was smiling, but every gesture, every laugh, was calculated. It was a performance masking loyalty tests and hidden agendas. Fans immediately noticed inconsistencies in Teyana's recent posts, sudden disappearances from social media, delayed projects, and oddly curated public appearances. Jaguar framed this as the first visible signs of a much larger manipulation. The friends she had trusted, now implicated, were guiding her life in ways invisible to the audience, reshaping perception without anyone noticing. The shocking twist? Jaguar alleged that this escalation was deliberate and ongoing. Every leak, every message, every subtle public misstep was part of a strategy designed to keep Teyana under control while the inner circle expanded influence. Social media platforms, according to her, were complicit. The algorithms amplified distractions while burying the crucial pieces of the puzzle. Fans debated endlessly, but the truth remained obscured, hidden behind polished photos and curated statements. By the end of this phase, Jaguar suggested that Hollywood wasn't just watching. It was actively orchestrating the fallout, using silence as a weapon, control as a shield, and loyalty tests as a tool to maintain dominance. And the audience? They were left questioning everything they thought they knew about Teyana Taylor Circle. Who was real? Who was pretending? And who was playing a dangerous, invisible game? Jaguar left her viewers with a chilling cliffhanger. The friends you trust the most may be the ones plotting the deepest betrayal, and what you see online is never the whole story. As Jaguar Wright's revelations began circulating, the digital world erupted. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, every platform was ablaze with speculation. Fans flooded comment sections with shock, disbelief, and anger. How deep does this go? One user typed, while another asked, are Teyana's new friends really manipulating her behind the scenes? Hashtags like #TeyanaExposed and #Jaguar Warnings trended within hours, turning a private circle into public obsession. According to fake insider sources Jaguar cited, industry executives were silently panicking. Publicists scrambled to craft statements, lawyers reviewed old contracts, and managers quietly advised clients to step back from any interactions with Teyana's circle. The narrative, Jaguar claimed, wasn't just spreading, it was forcing Hollywood to react under the radar. Even subtle shifts, like rescheduled meetings and canceled appearances, fueled fan theories and conspiracy threads. Celebrities, 2. Couldn't ignore the buzz. Some cryptically tweeted support for transparency, while others posted ambiguous statements that left fans debating their loyalties. "We see you," one anonymous rapper tweeted, sparking speculation that he was referencing Jaguar's claims. Meanwhile, other high-profile figures allegedly involved remained silent, a silence that only fueled the fire. Jaguar pointed out that this quietness wasn't avoidance, it was strategic. Hollywood insiders reportedly knew that every word, every gesture, could be dissected and weaponized. Meanwhile, YouTube and gossip blogs exploded with reaction videos. Creators analyzed every public post, every photo, every comment from Teyana and her circle. Fake screenshots of alleged DMs circulated, showing hints of secret alliances and tensions behind the smiles. Fans debated endlessly, some defending Teyana, others accusing her of being manipulated. Jaguar suggested that the division itself was part of the manipulation, designed to keep attention away from the deeper, hidden truths. Even mainstream media couldn't stay quiet. Entertainment outlets issued vague reports on unexplained project delays and sudden social media disappearances. According to Jaguar, these coincidences were anything but. They were calculated moves orchestrated by the inner circle, controlling narratives without anyone realizing the scale of influence. By the end of this public uproar, Jaguar painted a stark picture. Hollywood wasn't just reacting to leaks, it was restructuring itself in real time, testing loyalty, managing damage, and ensuring the most influential players remained untouchable. Every fan reaction, every viral thread, and every celebrity hint became a piece of the larger puzzle, and according to her, the story was far from over. The cliffhanger? Fans were left questioning everything they thought they knew. Who could be trusted? Who was being manipulated? And how much of Teyana's public image was just a carefully controlled performance? Just when the public thought they had a grasp on the situation, Jaguar Wright dropped a revelation that sent shockwaves across every corner of social media. According to her, what fans had been witnessing, Teyana's sudden social media hiatuses, abrupt project changes, and carefully curated public appearances, was only the tip of the iceberg. The people closest to her, the ones fans assumed were allies, were allegedly part of a hidden network of influence designed to manipulate perception and maintain control behind the scenes. Jaguar revealed that documents and private messages she had obtained, never before seen by anyone outside the circle, contained conversations implying that some of Teyana's new friends were actively coordinating with Hollywood executives. Their goal? Not just to protect reputations, but to reshape narratives, silence dissent, and even influence career trajectories without leaving a trace. One fake insider report she mentioned detailed how these friends allegedly advised Teyana on exactly what to post, who to meet, and even who to trust, all under the guise of support, but with a strategic motive that only became clear when looked at in hindsight. Social media exploded once again, as fans began connecting dots that seemed invisible before. A viral TikTok showed Teyana interacting with a friend, but subtle gestures, timing, and comments hinted at unspoken hierarchies and hidden alliances. Jaguar suggested that every smile, every compliment, and every shared moment could have been orchestrated, making fans question what was real and what was carefully curated manipulation. The deeper the story went, the more it became clear. This wasn't just celebrity drama, it was a masterclass in control and perception management. Then came the most jaw-dropping claim. According to Jaguar, one of Teyana's so-called closest confidants had been secretly feeding information to a group of executives, ensuring that the public only saw what was deemed safe. This meant that behind every friendly encounter, every public appearance, and every social media post, there might have been unseen agendas guiding the narrative. Jaguar didn't name the person directly, but the implication alone shattered trust among fans and insiders alike. By the end of her revelation, Jaguar painted a chilling picture. Hollywood was no longer just an industry of glitz and glam. It was a carefully orchestrated web where alliances, friendships, and even emotions could be weaponized. And according to her, the story was far from over. The final twist wasn't about who did what. It was about the system itself, a faceless network operating silently but effectively, controlling what fans saw, who succeeded, and who was quietly sidelined. As the live stream ended, Jaguar left viewers with a haunting cliffhanger. This is only the beginning. Names you think you know, alliances you trust. None of it is as it seems. And the next wave of revelations? It's already in motion. The message was clear. Hollywood's secrets were never meant to stay buried, and the real fallout was just starting. Alright, now it's your turn to weigh in. What do you think about Teyana Taylor and her inner circle? Are these friends really allies? Or is there a hidden agenda lurking behind the smiles? Drop your thoughts in the comments. The juicier, the better. Hit that like button if this revelation shook you, and make sure to subscribe because we're just scratching the surface. The next update promises even deeper secrets, more leaks, and twists that will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew. Don't blink. You won't want to miss what's coming next.